Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Grace Jones.
Being adored and worshipped. One of those things that makes me blush.
Jones. Miss Grace Jones.
Hello, welcome to this episode of Electronic Cafe Celebrates, and in this particular one we are talking about a bit of a cultural icon, Miss Grace Jones, and the incredible album Slave to the Rhythm. It was the 7th album by the Jamaican singer-songwriter, released in October 85 in Ireland, and yeah, it's a concept album, and she got on board some of the biggest production names you could have wished for at that time, or even today, produced by ZTT Records. Trevor Horn went on to become one of Jones's most commercially successful albums and spawned her biggest hit, obviously Slave to the Rhythm.
The album is not a standard collection of songs, but 8 variations on the same title track, functioning as an art pop concept piece, and each song is interspersed with narration and conversation, adding to a biographical, almost theatrical dimension.
After finishing the sessions at Compass Point, which I think was in the Bahamas, if I remember rightly, for a Living My Life album in 82, Grace kind of took a break from recording music and focused on her acting career. You all remember those roles where she was side by side with Schwarzenegger in Conan, and appeared in James Bond View to Kill as villain Mayday. After finishing filming, she decided to return to the studio to work on a follow-up, making it almost like a 3-year-long hiatus.
As you'd expect, the album highlights the producer Trevor Horn's grand style, a lush cinematic approach, blending synths, orchestration and cutting-edge 80s studio wizardry, all set to a clubby beat, funk, R&B, reggae and art pop. They all collide with avant-garde studio tricks and arrangements. It's both glossy and experimental all at once.
But both the title song and album was written by Bruce Woolley, Simon Darlow, Stephen Lipson and obviously Trevor Horn. And was produced by Trevor Horn. It was obviously assisted by the incredibly talented Lipson. He's a name that's come up regularly in our channel.
2 singles were taken from the album, Slave to the Rhythm and Jones the Rhythm. The single version of Slave to the Rhythm was released under the name of Ladies and Gentlemen Miss Grace Jones. And the second single, Jones the Rhythm, went largely unnoticed due to the success of the first single and the fact that Island Life compilation album was released around the same time.
Now, interestingly, the project was originally intended for Frankie Goes to Hollywood as a follow-up to Relax, but it was finally given to Grace Jones. The recording process features, Horn, Lipson and Jones creating a new version of the song every week or so, and it ballooned the budget for a single song to nearly $400,000, and this is going back 40 years ago. As such, several versions were collected and that's what released the album proper.
Critics praised the album's ambition and its unique format, though some found the repetition challenging and self-indulgent. But I would argue that Slave to the Rhythm stands out as one of the boldest mainstream albums of the 1980s, and it cemented Grace Jones as a pioneering multimedia artist, blurring boundaries between pop, art and fashion, and the album both challenges and reinforces Grace Jones as a performance art icon, as her persona has always been much about style, visual identity and image, as well as about the music.
I think Slave to the Rhythm is without doubt one of the most commercially successful Grace Jones albums. It performed best in German-speaking Europe and the Netherlands, where it secured top 10 positions. It reached number 12 in the UK albums chart. The album remains the second highest charting album of Jones on the US Billboard 200 after Nightclubbing, and her only entry on the Canadian albums chart. As of December 86, the album had sold 150,000 copies in the US and 1 million worldwide. And when you listen to it, you can see why. It just lights up a room. It's an incredible album worth celebrating. It's an incredibly influential album, as she was as a style icon. So, happy anniversary, Grace Jones, and Slave to the Rhythm. An awesome piece of work with an incredible backup team.
Wherefore days to keep the first to take radical fashion out of its predictable Parisian context and bring it into the music scene where I had always thought it belonged. The first night watching her at Les Mouches, I already had decided to work with her. That night, she was singing her hit song, I Need a Man.
Never stop the